let's now focus on your time in Ireland. So I think we exchanged a couple of private messages, and you were always nostalgic for Ireland. At least that was my impression. I'd like to understand.
100%.
I'd like to understand why is that? What is the Irishness that connected that much with you and you brought in your heart back to Spain?
Okay. Well, I think I like Irish people's personality. I think they are quite warm in some sort of way, that they are very friendly. And I met a lot of people there that I will say I kept them in my heart, as you're saying. And that gave me a lot of nostalgia sometimes about the country and the experiences that I lived there. Like I made friends. I had a personal relationship there as well. And at the same time, like a lot of growth. I lived a lot of growth in the country as well, because working in my 9 to 5 job and studying as well. And it was a full experience, I have to say so. And it's a other level experience, I would say, because of the weather. You feel somehow you are in another reality, which I like it, I have to say so.
Yeah, the Irish weather is something that I believe you cannot tell to someone who haven't experienced, because there
No,
are no words, there are no image. You have to
no,
spend some time here. I'm not talking about a weekend or a month. You need to spend, say, at least 1 year to see how the
yes,
seasons change and how the seasons change on the same day.
exactly. That's what I would say. So, um, at the same time, I feel like I have a type of adventurous spirit. So I feel like being there and experiencing the weather, and sometimes you were in a pub and you were talking with the strangers, because as I'm saying, people is very warm over there. I felt like this is nice. It's a nice experience.
Yeah, 100%. Where in Ireland did you live?
I lived in Dublin. I lived in Dublin.
Well, what part of Dublin? I'm curious.
Actually, I moved a lot, but I lived for a while in Dublin 7, and which is kind of close. Brunswick Street is called. Is
Yeah,
very close to the river. Which other part I forgot? Fitzborough, close
yeah,
to Dublin
yes.
7 as well,
Hmm.
and close to Shannon Park was the last place that I lived. I lived in 3
Yeah,
places.
yeah. So you were a North Sider for the most
Yes,
part.
I spent more in the north side.
What brought you to Ireland?
Well, I wanted to learn English because when I arrived in Ireland, I wasn't an expert in the language, I have to say so. And I wanted, and well, there's a lot of promotional stuff over here about going to study Ireland, living the Irish experience, and living this new experience going abroad. And I just felt like I was in my 22, 23 years old, and I was like, let's do this. Like, what should I do right now? I should go to Ireland and learn English. And it's supposed I will be there for just 1 year maximum, but I ended up living there 5 years. It's like
Mm,
it
yeah,
was it was crazy.
it's formative. I think when you move at that stage of your life, it will have a huge impact. It's different, let's say, if you move in your 30s. Now, if you move that young, because I mean, you're very
Yes.
young at the age of 22, 23, it's going
Mm-hmm.
to have a massive impact in your life. I think I haven't told you that, but I also moved at the age of 23 and I moved to Spain. I
Yes.
haven't told you that. Yes, yeah, I lived in Barcelona for nearly 4 years. Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah.
And do you feel nostalgic about Barcelona?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, like it's not visible now, but I will send you a photo.
Okay.
On the wall, I have 9 canvas just here. Okay, and each of the canvas is one of the cities where I lived. So there is Barcelona, and there is
Okay.
also Vilanova da Geltrú, which is, I don't know if you are familiar, it's about 70 kilometers away from, it's next to Sitges. Maybe you know Sitges on the coast.
Where do you say the last place?
Vilanova da Geltrú. It's
Oh,
towards Tarragona.
oh. No,
Yeah.
I don't
And,
know that place, but I will take an eye for it. I will
yeah,
look for it.
yeah. Yeah, no, I am nostalgic about Barcelona. Like for some time, like I felt that I kind of reborn there. It was my
Yes.
my second time I came to work, because I felt it was like going back to year zero, because I was restarting. So I owe a lot to Barcelona, and I learned plenty of things there by talking to people, by going to
The
situations that I never had.
That's what I mean. Like, as you're saying, when you're in your 20s, like your early 20s, you're seeing the life different. And probably, as you're saying, the country that you decide to move is like very impactful for you for the reason. And you're just full of life as well. And you are very open to everything. And so
Yes, yeah.
that's what is happening.
And
And
also, I think it helps you to, as we were just saying a while ago, it helps you to approach things in a very natural way, because you'll be exposed to circumstances that are unexpected, but then you just need to deal with them on the spot, because often when you are abroad, you are on your own. You have
it's
friends, fine,
true.
you
It's
have
true.
colleagues, but it's different than when parents and close relatives are around.
Yes, that's the thing. Like, you become very independent, and somehow it's like you become stronger. I feel like it's the type of experience that you will say like this will shake other people probably, but it doesn't shake me. I don't want
Yes.
to sound like that, but that's how it feels.
Yes, yeah. Do you
Mhm.
think that the fact that you spent some time in Ireland, those 5 years, somehow
Mhm.
impacted your decision to start doing your own business? Or in other words, if you had stayed in Spain, would that have happened or not really?
That's a good question, though.
Yeah, we never know,
um,
but we can guess. Yeah.
yes, probably did it did impact. It did some impact because yes, because I'm someone who is very determined and I work hard. I will say so. And maybe if I would have stayed in Spain here, I would have decided just to have a more relaxed life because you know the culture.
Yeah.
But going through Ireland, I have to overcome a lot of challenges, and I was like, I'm ready for a new adventure. So probably it did indeed influence my decision to go through entrepreneurship.
Mm. Is there anything that you dislike about Ireland?
Well, the weather, I like it and I dislike it. It's a low hating.
Yeah.
Um, but the other thing that I will say that I don't like too much about Ireland, it's like, and I don't want to sound bad, but it's like there's a lot of homelessness going on.
Yes.
There's a lot of drug problems on the
Yes.
streets and the mental health as well. Like some people, we need to take more attention over there, I think, to mental health issues. That's what I will say that it's a problem. But anything else, I think it's a very beautiful country with a lot of potential. And I really hope, like in the future, things will get better in that sense. And what it needs to be explored to become a better country, it happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's a lot on the authorities, on the politicians, and I don't have a lot of faith on those individuals, not only in Ireland but all over the road.
Yes.
I really don't.
The housing problem right now as well is like a big deal. I think
Yeah.
it is something going on very hard over there. But as I'm saying, I really hope that in the future things get better for the country. And let's see what happens. I can come back.
Why did you leave?
I decided that it was because I was going through entrepreneurship, and I decided that the prices and the quality, like, how will I say this? The amount of money that I needed to live, the cost of life, it will be like a little bit cheaper in Spain than living in Ireland. And because I was going through entrepreneurship, I think it was wiser for me to take that step.
Yeah. One needs to be pragmatic and adapt. And if that takes to revocate, then well, it is what
Yes,
it is.
yes, that's how it is. Um, but as I'm saying, uh, Ireland is quite beautiful, and let's see what happens in the future.
Would you consider coming back to Ireland?
I don't know yet, is if I'm honest. I feel like my journey, I'm someone who is very intuitive, I have to say. And sometimes I feel like when somewhere or some places are calling me, I should go over there. And I feel like right now in this moment, I should stay over here. But let's see what happens